Hey, good morning to everybody. Happy Wednesday. It is Daryl here. It's 4:30 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. All right, I want to talk about Portland today again, and I want to talk to Trump supporters again. The Trump supporters that are still left out there that are actually supporting Trump's heavy-handed use of the secret police, the secret police, to quell demonstrations in these liberal Democrat cities. All right, remember 3.5 years ago, you guys picked Trump because he was the anti-establishment. He was the outsider. He was the non-politician that was going to save you from government tyranny, taking away your guns and putting troops on your streets. Look who you're supporting right now. You are supporting the biggest, lyingest politician in the world. Sending government troops into our cities. If you guys think this isn't going to affect you, picture this. You guys remember Virginia, remember Michigan, Minnesota, the protests, the armed protests with you Trump supporters rushing the State House and all that. Now, say some of you guys are feeling especially patriotic. You want to go to Portland and you want to help out Trump and his secret police. So you bring your legal sidearm and you go out there and you go on the streets of Portland and you go up to the secret police and tell them you want to help. You want to help put down these liberal anarchists. What do you think they're going to do? Do you think those masked secret police, they're on the streets of Portland firing the tear gas? Do you think they're going to say, "Come on, join us. Yo, you're one of us. Come join us"? Hell no. They're gonna kick your ass and throw you in an unmarked car, and not just because they think you're one of the liberal anarchists. They are secret police. All right. Now, yesterday I talked about Trump's reason for sending these secret police into our cities. He talks about the insane violence, the crazy violence spikes in the cities, and that's real. That is real. The thing that he's not telling you, the information that the Trump administration is not giving you, is that with the pandemic, with people being millions of Americans being out of work, with people being locked down in confined spaces, in confined neighborhoods, there is a huge spike in domestic violence, and a huge spike in drug abuse. I was just reading this morning an 80% increase in people seeking treatment for opioid abuse. There's been a 55% increase in alcohol sales during this pandemic. People, what are you going to do? Well, unless you're in recovery like me. What are most people going to do when they get that $1,200 check? And suppose they have a history of using alcohol or drugs recreationally, which a good portion of Americans do. What are you going to do with some of that $1,200 check? You're going to go out and buy booze, you're going to go out and buy some weed, or something stronger. Where do you think that money goes when you buy something stronger or you buy that weed? It goes to gangs, it goes to the cartels, it goes to Mexico, it goes to South America, it goes to Afghanistan. This fuels violence. Drug-fueled violence. That, along with the pandemic. I mean, of course, ordinary Americans are feeling anxious. It's a strange new world, and along with that, there's a lot of violence. Now, you have these protests that are against police brutality. And Trump is blaming these protests that are against him for all this violence. And that's just, he's using the resulting violence from the pandemic and the conditions. He's using that information to send his secret police to fight his detractors. He's lying to you. He's lying to the country. All right. I talked about that yesterday. What I really want to talk about right here is how this is failing miserably. In Portland, in the last couple of days, I'll bring up Bo, the fifth column. He talked about this right from day one. That when ordinary Americans see this, see people getting snatched up on the news, thrown into unmarked cars, we all see it. You Trump supporters can spin it any way you want. Law and order, we're putting down the anarchists. No, these aren't anarchists. The ordinary Americans are seeing this on the news all over the country. Millions of ordinary Americans, and we're not having it. We're not anarchists. We're not agitators. We're just ordinary Americans not having this anymore. And a good example, I've been reading about the Wall of Moms. I put some pictures on my community page, and in the Guardian, there's a good article about the Wall of Moms. Okay, this started out right after the pictures of the secret police in Portland hit the news. About 40 mothers, grandmothers, ordinary people, nurses, social service workers, just ordinary women got together and were outraged by this. And they formed a barricade between the protesters and the police first night. And this has grown every night into hundreds and hundreds of mothers and grandmothers forming the Wall of Moms. Yellow shirts, and now they're carrying yellow sunflowers out there protesting. These are Trump's agitators. These are Trump's scary anarchists that are tearing apart America, that want to destroy America. No, Trump is lying to you. He's lying to you. The reason that he's putting these secret police in the cities, he's saying it's for all this violence, and he's not lying about the violence. There, without a doubt, there is more violence. But he's lying to you. He's misconstruing the cause here. And he's blaming this on the people, the larger and larger percent of Americans that just have had it with him. And his trampling of the Constitution of America. And as he talks about sending more of these secret police into cities across the country, This was just the first 3 or 4 days since this hit the news a couple days ago. And mothers and grandmothers are out there now. What do you think is going to happen when he sends these secret police to Chicago, to Baltimore? What do you think is going to happen when he sends these secret police to Atlanta? It's going to be grandfathers, grandmothers. Every walk of life is going to be out there. Average Americans, they are just not having this tyranny, this authoritarian tyranny of Trump lying to America and trying to take away our freedom. People are not going to have it. And like I said, this is just the first 3 days, and we have mothers and grandmothers out there now who are taking to the streets every night against Trump. These are the terrible, scary anarchists that Trump's telling you about. A grandmother in a yellow shirt with a sunflower. That's who these Trump secret police are firing their tear gas on, their rubber bullets on. People's grandmothers and mothers walking with sunflowers. That's your man, Trump. That's who you've come. That's who you've come to support. Is that the same guy that you wanted 3.5 years ago? That guy that was going to fight government tyranny, the outsider, the non-politician, the businessman that was going to make America great again? Is that him that's sending these secret police, that's lying to all of America? That's flip-flops every day on everything. It's all about him. It's all about him and his ego, taking responsibility for nothing. Take a good look at if you're still supporting him. Take a good look. Is this the guy that you voted for 3.5 years ago? I don't think so. All right, you guys have a good Wednesday.